Okay, we are in Pocomoke River State Park in Maryland. This is the Blue Heron Loop, also called Loop E, and we're going to just do a quick walk around. This loop is primarily tent camping. I don't believe it has electric, and there is no water, so you get a fire ring and a picnic table, and that's pretty much it. This is a decent park as far as roads to get around, and the sites seem to have a pretty decent amount of space in them. Very wooded, so it is decent space between sites. It's about 6:45 a.m. on June 29th, and I can tell you there's a lot of deer flies out here, so you want to be sure when you come here to bring good insect repellent, especially if you're going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. They have gotten me 4 or 5 times already this morning, and so I debated about going back and spraying down with insect repellent, but decided to tough it out. As you can see, the road in is wide and clear and smooth, so that makes it a little easier to navigate. We made a mistake last night and didn't get here until after dark, something we never do. So I'm gonna just go around here. You can see over there is a picnic area and lots of open space. This is site 142, 3 or 4 spots to put a tent, a little bit overgrown. This is site 143. Again, 2 or 3 spots for a tent. There's a parking area over here on this side for all of these sites. There's also area to pull a car off the road right at the site. This is site 144, and again, level, nice sites. If you're looking for a good spot to tent camp, this is a good place for you. Site 145. Again, these are pretty much dry camping. There is no electric here. There is water dispersed throughout the campsite. This is 146. As you can see, there's a water spigot right next to 147. All of these sites are available, and it is currently a Saturday morning, so it is a little warm, has been a little warm. More off-street parking for those that are interested in parking away from their site. This is site 148, and it's spread out a little bit. Again, nice level spots for a tent. Site 149, another water spigot. More off-street parking. Again, a picnic area here. I believe that they have group camping over in this area. This is site 150. Of the sites here, not my first choice. This is site 151. Also a little close to the road, but should be quiet back here. And there is, again, nice level spots for a tent. And those sites I showed on the other side of the road there were definitely group camping sites, and again, completely open. So good spot if you want last minute reservations. You should be able to get them here for tent camping. We actually got a last minute spot for our RV. I booked it yesterday morning. We drove up here. We're staying 2 nights. And then we're headed up to Turkey Swamp in New Jersey. in Freehold. Unfortunately, we couldn't book a contiguous stay there, so we're going to have to leave in the middle and come back. Over here to the right is a bathroom. Bathrooms have clean showers, clean stalls, so I wouldn't be nervous about that at all here. I've been into a couple of them, and they are, I would say, an 8. Much better than a lot of places, and so I wouldn't be afraid to go into them. This is site 141. Again, empty. Several good tent spots. This is site 135. As you can see, some of the picnic tables here are pretty new. This is site 140. And not quite as many good spots for a tent. Site 134. Again, nice and level, good spots, close to the restrooms. So if you're getting a little older like me, you know that's important. This is site 139, and you can see it's spread out pretty good. 133, water spigot right next to 133. This is site 138. Lots of space, good spot to set up in the back. This is site 132. Site 131. As you can see, lots of room in that one as well. 137. Interesting picnic table. It's long on the ends. All of the new ones here seem to be that way. This is site 130. Again, plenty of space. Site 136. This is one of the bigger sites. It's nice and clear and clean. Shouldn't have too much noise even if cars are going down the road. There's a good buffer between the site and the road. So I wouldn't be nervous about that at all here. This is where we came in. I'm going to walk down the other loop here. It's a little odd because there are 3 roads here, so you can't really go in and zigzag through them like a lot of campsites. It's again, nice and clean and open. I don't see any trash laying around or anything, so somebody's doing a good job maintaining this area. This is site 125. Again, pretty level, lots of spaces for a tent. This is site 126, and as you can see, it's a big site. Site 121, lots of space again to set up. I would be a little leery of these in the low 120s here because the main road comes right by here. This is site 122. Again, fairly level, easy to get off the road. Site 127, there's a water spigot right here at the front of this site. This is site 123. Again, nice spot to set up tents, but a little close to the road for me. This is site 128. 124. This one's not as level as most of them, so probably okay if you're in like a camper van or something, but not sure if I'd set up a tent except all the way over there in the back beyond the picnic table. This is site 129, and pretty clean, but again, right next to the main road. And that is the Blue Heron Loop. This is the Robin's Nest Loop in Pocomoke State Park in Maryland. We got here last night. It was unusual for us. We arrived after dark. Had a little trouble getting around, but eventually found our site. We booked it yesterday, actually the same day we came in, and so that was nice. There were sites available here and then 2 other state parks a little farther north. Okay, this is site 171. Level at the back, slopes a little bit at the front. You get a lantern hang, a picnic table, and a fire ring. That looks like a dry site. I don't see power, and I know none of the sites here have water. So you need to watch carefully on the sites to make sure if you need power that you get a site that has power. We, I think, got a little lucky. There was one site available in this state park, and like I said, farther north there were 2 other state parks with sites available. This is site 173. Pretty good slope at the very front here. So going in, good slope. But at the top it's pretty level. Again, dry camping. This is site 174. You can see there's a good slope here at the front, but it is pretty dry in the back. Mostly tent camping again, I think. This is a trail in the park. I believe it goes over to the play area. Restrooms in this loop, and they are clean and nice. I would give them probably an 8. Pretty well maintained. Much better than we've seen in a lot of parks. This is site 175. Again, a dry camping site with no power. This is site 176. As you can see, these sites all tend to slope toward the front. They're pretty level side to side, but there's quite a bit of space in there available. The Class C here is in site 177. They do have power there, so none of these sites have water. They're all power only. Pretty level at the top, but if you were in something more than about 25 or 30 feet, you might struggle to level. It should be okay if you're in a non-motorized, but anything motorized you might have trouble leveling. This is site 178. It is a cabin, level parking off the road, space for 2 cars. 179, also level parking off the road. These do appear to have AC in them, so this time of year that's probably important. This is site 180, and it is paved and set up as a handicap site. Directly across the road here is a water spigot, so I don't believe there's water in the cabins, but I'm not sure. This is site 181. Don't know why, but this area is currently closed. It slopes a little bit to the back, so if you're in motorized, you may have some struggles with that. That was also a handicap site. This is site 182. It is nice and level. Good space to back in. Pretty clean, so you shouldn't have too much trouble there. This one's site 183. Again, nice and level, good spot to park, and pretty easy to get into. 184 is a cabin again. Space to park a couple of cars off the road. And over here is another water spigot, and there are paths that lead to each of these cabins. This is 185, and you'll notice here that it is definitely easy to get a couple of cars in here. 186, you can see it's a nice level site. It has power. This is 187 in the back here. Pretty private, clear off the road, level site. Should be easy to back into. This is 188. Also a nice level site with power. 189, nice level site with power. Easier to get into probably than 190 here. 190 is nice and level, but you're sharing an exit drive with 189, so there's a chance if they've got 2 cars you could get blocked in here. As I said, we were able to book this with 1 day's notice, so That wasn't too bad. This is 191, and it is also closed at this point. There are several here right in a row that are closed. Not sure why, but worked out good for us because that's us right there in Site 193. So we are very private, which is good because we're not even unloading the car here. We're just gonna stay here and hang out. So that's 192, also closed. We're back here on the loop where the restroom is. As you can see, there are nice trails that come into the restrooms. This is us 193. We do have power, and as you can see, it is actually pretty level up at the top. We're 38 feet. We had to back all the way to the back, but overall, I would give that site a very good rating. It's very private. I think we just lucked out to get that one, but I'll take luck any day. This is Site 194. Dry camping, there's no power here. It's a little odd. The power just seems to be in some of the sites. So this is 195. Nice paved drive. Good spot to set up tents. There's 2 levels there, so it makes it easy and convenient. $196 is a cabin. It looks like that one's available today also. 197 is a spot here that might be a little tough to back into because you need to kind of go back and then make a turn. Looks like they didn't have any problems. 198 is another cabin. $199 here is the camp host, and as I come around here, you'll see they have a very large site, lots of space. They do have power, but I don't believe they have water here. So you can see they have a lot of space available there. And this is the final site in this loop. This is Site 200. It's a handicapped site and has the cabin in there. So again, lots of space, very nice setup. This is the Deer Run Loop at Pocomoke State Park in Maryland. It is June 29th, about 7:30 in the morning. This is Site 91. Nice level, open site, place to park a couple of cars off-road. Has power only. None of the sites here have water. About half of them have power. We were able to get ours same day, and we're in what I would consider a very good site. This is Site 92. As you can see, it's level in the back, space for a camper and a tent. Off-street parking. So again, pretty nice. Has power, no water. All of the sites here have picnic tables and fire rings and lantern posts. This is Site 93. Again, level, large. Site 94. Also level and large. This is Site 95. You can see there's room to park a couple cars. They have about a 20-foot trailer. You could probably fit a 30-foot in here without any problem. This is Site 96. It's flat level, good off-street parking. Little bend as you go in, so it might be a little more difficult to back into that one. This is Site 97. As you can see, several tents in there. Site 98, also several tents in there, off the road parking, power available. This is Site 99, Site 99, as you can see, has a little bit of a slope to the front, but you could probably fit a 35-foot motorhome in here and get it pretty level. The slope is all right at the front. This is Site 100. Site 100 is pretty level all the way through, easy to get into, should be able to park a pretty good motorhome in there. This is Site 101. As you can see, several tents in there. Off the road parking, a little bit of a bend as you go in, so it might be a little more difficult for some people to get in. Site 102. Lots of off-road area here, big area in the back. Hey. This is Site 103, good spot to set up tents, off-road parking. Morning. This is Site 104. 104 slopes a little bit, another outlaw just like ours. A little bit tougher to get into this one, so you can see he's blocked up quite a bit in the front. So restrooms in this loop. And it's also clean and easy to access from any of the sites. This is Site 105, level to get in, good spot to park cars. All of these sites have nice flat tent spots and power. This is Site 106. I wouldn't want to go a whole lot longer than that one if I were going to be parking here. I would say 20 foot probably maximum. This is Site 108. As you can see, there's lots of room in there. They're a little unique and got their camper sideways. This is Site 107. Level, flat, and good off-road parking. This is a dead-end spur, so should be nice and quiet in here. Don't see many dead-end spurs in campgrounds. I'm going to actually cut the corner here and walk through this site because there's nobody in it. And you'll get a little better idea of what sites are actually like here. Power here on the left, picnic table, lamp post, fire ring, good level spot for tents. Probably wouldn't do more than about a 30-foot motorhome in here because it slopes down to the front. That was Site 109. This is Site 110. Fairly level in the back, slopes a little bit to the front. But as you can see, big spacious sites. This is Site 111. Level all the way across. Probably one of the easier ones to get into. You could pull straight up the road here and then back right in. This is Site 112. Again, level, pretty easy to get into. Site 113. Slopes a little bit to the front. All of these sites have good off-street parking. All of these are power-only sites. This is Site 114. Pretty level, but if you were in a long rig, it might be a little more difficult to get into this one. There isn't as much access on the opposite side of the road. This is Site 115, and as you can see, a little bit of a bend when you go in. I wouldn't want to try to get into this one with a big motorhome. This is Site 116. Again, nice and level, off the road parking. This little curve here makes it nice, easier to back bigger rigs into these sites if you wanted to do that. This is Site 117. Again, nice and level in the back. You're kind of pushed a little bit by Site 118 here, so good site if you're family and a couple of rigs. This is Site 119. Slopes toward the back of the site. Nice and level once you get in there. Again, these are all power sites, so if you had a tent and wanted to have some AC, it would be a good place for that. This is Site 120. One of the more rustic sites in this area, but again, nice and level at the back. And here we are at the start of the loop again.